Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And welcome back to the Weird Science Comics YouTube channel, where I'm going to be going through the Strange Academy number 7, written by Scotty Young with art by Humberto Ramos. I've really enjoyed this series, though I've been upset because I really wanted to see more of the in-class shenanigans. I wanted to see more of the students in class so we get to see who's good at what magic works out better, all that stuff. Now, we haven't gotten that. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to put that aside now. I keep saying this each time I read it. I keep thinking it. But this issue actually gives me more of what I've been wanting, namely more of a couple of the characters, and mainly Emily, our point of view character, so that I can just say, okay, I'm going to get rid of this whole thing of me bitching and moaning about not getting the classroom stuff. Hopefully we'll get more of that. But I'm getting some answers in this issue, and I'm excited about this series. Again, I haven't really been excited for it since about issue 3 or 4. I've liked it, but not been excited. I'm excited about it now with this issue. Now, if you haven't been reading it, it's pretty much Marvel's Harry Potter. It's always going to be said that anything with young kids in a magic school is going to be Harry Potter-esque, and I really like it. But you ended up the last issue where Doyle Dormammu's son, and Emily, our point of view character, both seemingly get killed, or at least they're on the verge of death, when they end up fighting the enemy, the Hollow. You end up having Doctor Strange and the rest of the teachers come and save them, but it was up in the air of who lived, who didn't, and whatnot. So when we start off this issue, you kind of realize that what we're seeing is a dream sequence where you have Emily and Doyle, and they've been flirting. They like each other, and Emily wants to kiss him. Emily wants to kiss Doyle. He's like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And in the dream, it's not. She gets caught on fire. Now, this is foreshadowing to what happens by the end, but you can even see right away from these pages, the art in this is superb, as they say. I really, really like it. Well, we go to the now. We go to the real deal where Zelma tells Emily, listen, you're okay. You're just having a nightmare. Just relax. But Emily wants to know, what's going on? What happened with Doyle? Is he okay? And they flash back to show us what did happen when both Emily and Doyle were brought back. And Doctor Strange is going to do pretty much magic surgery on Emily, not Dormammu. And all of this keeps going where Dr. Voodoo's like, we got to help Dormammu. We got to help Doyle. And he's like, no. What are we going to go and grab Dormammu himself and come here? That's nonsense. We're not doing it. And seemingly leaves Doyle to die. Now, Dr. Voodoo doesn't like the way that's going down. He ends up opening up a portal and goes off to get Dormammu in hell. We'll see that doesn't really succeed. But we do end up seeing where Doctor Strange goes full out magic surgery type deal, that if you did end up reading the Surgeon Supreme series that just ended a little bit, it's very similar to that as he's checking things out, as Zelma is screaming and yelling at him. And as much as Doctor Strange does this, and Zelma as well, as they're trying to save Emily, it does seem like it's not enough. So you end up having Doctor Strange telling them, I'm going off to see Hogarth, the magic tiger god in the old plane. I'm going to have to ask him for another favor. And she says, well, we already asked him for a lot. I don't know if that's going to be good, but there's no other options. Doctor Strange goes off to talk to Hogarth, and we find out that the old god Hogarth here is the thing that is involved with taking away the cost of magic within the school grounds, because that was brought up. And this is kind of a clever deal with it, where when the kids are practicing magic, magic always has a cost. It was really spelled out at the beginning of the series with Emily. And so to allow the magic to happen and actually amplify it as well within the school grounds, all that cost goes to Hogarth, who then pretty much eats it and takes it in. And then nobody has to die or have bad things happen because of the cost of magic. But Doctor Strange needs another favor. You need to save Emily, and ends up using the idea, listen, hey, Hogarth, you know why I set up the school? And yeah, I already came for a favor, but I need this one too, because you know there's something big coming. You know we're going to need Emily and the rest of the kids, all of that all rolled up in one. Please, please help. And Hogarth does. Hogarth ends up taking away this bad mojo stuff, whatever is going on with Emily, and she is healed. Now, we go back again to the present, and Emily's pissed again. Why didn't you guys save Doyle? Why did you just save me? Why didn't you save Doyle? And there's talk like, well, we tried, we couldn't. And Emily says, we have had classes on how to resurrect the dead. We actually have done this. There's no way you tried your hardest. There's no way you did everything you could do like you're telling me. It seems, though, that they did. You end up having Dr. Strange and Dr. Voodoo then come through that portal, Dr. Voodoo looking worse for wear, and Dr. Strange saying it's not that simple. It's not just as simple as raising the dead. Now, this will all pretty much go with the idea that it's Dormammu's son as well. And you kind of get that little aside that maybe Dr. Strange didn't necessarily want to save him fully, but you just have the idea that it isn't as simple as maybe saving Emily. You can't just ask Hogarth for all of these favors, all of that going on. Emily does not care. She's pissed and she wants to save Doyle. She pushes past Dr. Strange and jumps through that portal to this other hell dimension and then tries to find her way to Dormammu. She can't. She doesn't know. It's way above her pay grade. She does not know what to do or how to do that then. And you end up having Dr. Strange come to her and say, listen, I'm sorry, we tried, but we couldn't save him. And I like this line because he says, I'll never get used to not being able to save them. And that even goes with this whole surgery deal. So I really like that, but says, let's go home. She says, I'm sorry too. And they do go home. But before she goes back to the dorms, before she goes back, and they say everybody's worried about her, but she can go back now. Before she does, she goes over to look at Doyle one last time. Now, that's his dead body. And when she pulls the sheet over, I thought to myself, don't kiss him. He's dead. You don't want to kiss dead bodies, especially on the lips. You don't want to be smooching the dead. That's against the rules. I don't think that there's any old god that can take that cost away or that taste. It would be disgusting. But she ends up kissing Doyle on the top of his head and reignites his flame. And this kind of goes well with what we saw at the beginning with that bit of foreshadowing. And so what we find out is that Huey Lewis was right all along. It is the power of love that can save everyone, right? That's it. And so she ends up, bringing Doyle back with a kiss in like a Sleeping Beauty deal, except he was dead and he's kind of a flaming demon. But he ends up coming back and he hugs Emily as you have Dr. Voodoo like, what the heck has happened there? And it's funny, too, because then Emily opens her eyes there and she looks like she's gone full goth. She's going to go off now and listen to either The Cure or The Smiths and probably like dark poetry. She'll write dark poetry all afternoon and keep the shades down and paint her walls black is what I think. That's what usually happens in these situations. But I really did like this. I really, really did. It's gotten me re-excited, reignited even like Doyle to this whole series. I said, I'm going to put aside my gripes about not seeing the classes. And even when Emily says, well, we brought Dead back in class, I'm like, why didn't we see that? But we have all this going on. I'm giving this an 8.5. The art's incredible. It's a fun book. I like all the characters, but I do like having the narrow focus and just seeing Emily here and learning a bunch of things about the school, about Dr. Strange, about all that. So I thought this was really good, really a book that I think more people should be checking out. So go do it. That's what I say. But thanks, everybody, for watching this video. And if you did like it, please subscribe and like it and go to the links, all of that stuff, everything Weird Science. I'm not going to delay this anymore. Thanks, everybody, and I'll talk to you later.